Greetings from a very chilly Round Rock, Texas, where we're enjoying a rare snow day. Roads are treacherous, schools are closed, palm trees are shivering, and it's all been brought on by a little over 1 inch of snow. So if you are receiving this transmission, please send help before it's too late. There's not much time left. Now, yesterday on Twitter, I asked the question if you could recommend one book or give one book to an aspiring writer, which book would it be? And I had a number of responses, and most of the usual suspects come up when you talk about the best books on writing. There's Stephen King's book On Writing, there's Zinzer's book On Writing Well, Anne Lamott's book Bird by Bird, Pressfield's The War of Art was also mentioned. One of the books that wasn't mentioned is one of my favorite books that I've been reading and spending some time with the last couple of months. This is a book that I bought years ago at the recommendation of a friend and never opened it. It's been on my shelf for almost 10 years. And I have this strange relationship with books. I'll have a book and buy it, and it looks good at the time, and then I never read it, and it just sits there. And then finally, when I do read it, I pick it up and realize that I've waited until the perfect time to read it. It's almost as if God has been waiting for the right moment to bring me back to that book so that I can hear its message at the perfect time in a season and stage of my life when I really need to spend time with that book. And that's what happened with this book. A couple of months ago, I was really starting to focus on writing and wanted to read a book on writing, and so I picked this off the shelf. And it is Writing Down the Bones by Natalie Goldberg. And it's just fantastic. There's a lot of books written that are about trying to help you avoid bad writing, like On Writing Well. But this isn't that kind of book. This is a book that frees you up, gives you permission to write lots of words poorly, badly, quickly, in order to get to what Goldberg calls first thoughts. She wants us to get beyond just the initial things we tend to write, the things that we think we ought to write, and get to the heart of our words so that we really begin to write what matters to us. And in order to do that, we have to unhook that internal editor that is always there. At least it's always there on my shoulder as I'm writing, saying, no, don't say that, go back and correct that, oh, that's no good, nobody cares about that. And just stop listening to the internal editor, banish him from the room, and just write words, thousands of words, getting to those first thoughts. Her rules for writing are simple. She says when you start your writing practice, and she recommends writing for a certain time period every day, she says, first, keep your hand moving. Now, she wrote this book before most people were writing on computers, so for me, it's just keep typing, don't stop. Keep your hand moving, keep typing. Don't pause to reread the line you've just written. That's stalling and trying to get control of what you're saying. Don't cross out. That's editing as you write. Even if you write something you didn't mean to write, leave it. Don't worry about spelling, punctuation, grammar. Don't even care about staying within the margins and lines on the page. Lose control. Don't think. Don't get logical. Go for the jugular. If something comes up in your writing that is scary or naked, dive right into it. It probably has lots of energy. I really needed the advice she gives in this book, and every day I read just one of her short little essays, read it, and then I start my writing, and it gives me the freedom, gives me the permission to write lots and lots of words, get to my first thoughts. I've written in the last couple of months, I've written thousands of words. Most of it is pure dribble. It's terrible. They're awful, awful, awful first drafts. But for me as a writer, that's one of the things I had to get past, just learning to get lots of words down on the page. And if you struggle with a similar problem, then I recommend Writing Down the Bones by Natalie Goldberg. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.